And we're back with the semifinals for the AirAsia Rumble Racing Star Tournament. Once again, our grand prize winners will walk away with a round trip airline ticket with AirAsia. We have 4 heats in our semifinals. I'm seeing a couple names that I recognize: Need Be, Roman Poetic. And we're gonna jump into one of these races. Trying to find the one that I want. Let's do race number 1. So for our Rumble with AirAsia week, we have 4 prizes that are going out. So the top 3 time attack winners will walk away with their own round trip AirAsia tickets. And then we also have our grand prize winner, the first place winner of this tournament, will receive round trip AirAsia airline tickets as well. We're waiting for everybody to jump into this match. We have other sponsorship tournaments ahead. Our total prize pool for the tournaments coming up is $25,000 worth of prizes. So be sure to follow us on X. You can follow us at DLabsRRS and DLabsOfficial for updates to know when you can join us and potentially become the next Rumble Racing Star to win a piece of that $25,000 prize pool. Fun feature about the tournament mode is if you're a participant, you can go around the track and do some practice driving. We saw Cardinal just speed by as Sergeant Garrel, and that can help you figure out which shortcuts you want to take, your strategy for the race, all of that good stuff. On top of our time attacks and tournament events, we also have RRS in red, so you can use special AirAsia decals that you can see an example of one of our billboards here. If you decorate that and post a screenshot on Twitter, you can win some very cool in-game rewards. More info is on our Twitter account. There goes Sergeant Darrell again, using the Viking horn cart, fun cart that you can pick up in the in-game shop. Also have an Ola GG player joining us today. If you head over to our Twitter, you can check out one of our recent videos about the game modes in Rumble Racing Star. So as you guys know, tournaments is one of our mini game modes. We have 5 game modes that we've released so far. So regular race, which every player has experienced. We have premium race, which at the end of each season, you have the opportunity to win a USDC payout. So make sure you level up to level 8 to check that out. We also have time attacks where you can race against yourself or the fastest person that has run on the course before. Time attacks are all about speed, so no skills. You get 2 boost juices to help you through the race, and then you can race against your ghost or the ghost of the fastest person on the track so far. We also have our event race, which have a lot of fun, different themes. The first week of OBT, we had a Goblin Town event race, so you got to run through one of the Goblin Town tracks. It was called Escape from Goblin Village. So check out those races as well. We also had, I forget what it was called. I think it was called like Rockets and Shields. So the only items on the track were the frying pan item and then the boxing glove bazooka. So that's a fun little way to, you know, change up your gameplay when you're playing Rumble Racing Star by checking out Event Race. And we're about to get started, only 10 seconds away from the semifinals of the AirAsia tournament.
I didn't know that it was called a boost juice.
I think it's called Boost Drink, but I like the alliteration of Boost Juice.
Here we go.
Will is also on the side here, monitoring our chats and everything. He's waving, but oh, there he is. His ghostly hand.
I'm the man in the chair today.
Yes, he is the guy in the chair. We all need that. Okay, we have Cardinal coming around the corner, getting caught up in the furniture. And Mars is making it over through the shortcut, over the boat, but Cardinal still got a solid lead, drifting, avoiding the environmental hazard. Mars right behind him, but going straight into the environmental hazard. But this Sloth bullet might just snag him the lead. Sergeant Daryl is left here, a little bit confused by that Sloth bullet hit, but might be able to catch up. Mars's lead is getting intense because he just activated his skill, the Viking boost, but slammed by the first place Snail. Oh, that's going to slow him down a lot. Can you make it past the stage hazard? Easy. Cardinal making it through the shortcut, jumping across, hitting that boost pad. They are neck and neck right now. Let's see who is going to win this race. And it looks like it is going to Mars. Mars has won the first match of 3 for our semifinals.
Mars had a very interesting strategy of not using the shortcut.
Yeah. I have a hard time on this track sometimes, depending on the player that the racer I'm playing as. Sometimes I can't quite hit that boost. You gotta time it just right, because you'll run out of juice right before the water. Here we're on one of my favorite tracks with one of my favorite shortcuts. Hot tip, if you play this track as Mrs. Kim, because you don't need the items and all the shortcuts make you kind of lose out on the items, you can do pretty well in the race as long as you don't blow up. So if you're playing with Mrs. Kim but there's Clown Man, you gotta watch out and make sure you're not in first place, right?
Gotta make sure to be first at the last moment.
Yes. Clown Man is a pain, but it adds a little bit of fun strategy that you gotta do when you're playing. Okay, and we're off. Cardinal drifting around the corner in first place, gonna hit that shortcut. Will they hit the second shortcut here? Okay, foregoing the items. Hopping over those cards. Missing the boost pad, but let's see what Mars is up to. Mars is holding on to this Route 66 coin. That's gonna up their top speed. As long as they don't get smacked by the boards. That's a pretty big lead that Sergeant Daryl has right now. Cardinal hitting the shortcuts, doesn't seem to care too much about the items. Occasionally, when you have a smaller race like this with just 2 people, you might want to focus on getting the lead based off of the shortcut instead of the items. But Mars is behind with the boxing glove bazooka. If he can get his rocket gloves to home on to Sergeant Daryl.
It does seem as though for Mars is really going for the items for the special skill to catch up, but he's way too big of a lead.
Too big of a lead. Oh, look at that mini map. That was totally Cardinal. So now they're neck and neck, tied. 1-1 for this race. The next race will be the tiebreaker.
And that'll affect all the seedings and everything, right? So.
Yeah. So we'll see how their points end up here. Yep, tied. The final race. See what track we get. Oh, we get the rooftop track.
My favorite track.
This track, I have a hard time on this track. Staying on that roof, especially if you're playing as a skill, like a driver that needs a lot of their skill to get ahead. Mrs. Kim is usually my go-to driver, but if she blows up or falls off the roof, you lose all of that boost.
And a lot of people seem to be timing. Let's say if they have, the glove bazooka, or if they were to have a hammer, they like to attack while you're jumping. So
yeah.
There are those jumps, and that will have you respawn. So that's a lot of time wasted for the respawn.
2, 1, go!
We're off. I like Cardinal's license plate, 111111. It's a lucky number.
No, can they take back the lead? Oh, they've taken the lead.
Ooh, neck and neck, neck and neck.
I love the taxi whale.
See some of the scenery of our map here. Mars coming around the corner.
Whoa. I've never seen that angle.
I know, there's so many angles in the tournament mode. Okay, boosting past the stage hazard. Cardinal still in the lead. This could be Cardinal's race, but...
Ooh, with the snail swatter too, so snails won't be affecting Cardinal.
Nope. But that rocket glove can still do damage. Snail Slaughter only helps with the snails. Did he home on? Nope, it looks like he missed. Okay, trying to get past the stage hazard. He's past it. Cardinal coming around the corner. That Route 66 coin's up in his max speed. And Mars is right on their tail.
And I think as great as Viking Rick is as a driver, I think Sergeant Daryl is a good counter with the coffee cups and the donuts. So
Yeah, it's like you have to choose between whether or not you want a skill that's offensive or a skill that kind of like is more supportive and boosts yourself, like the Viking Rick skill. And it looks like the supportive skill is not coming in handy here.
But I think, in the next round, I think once they go against more players, I think Viking Rick can really shine there. And actually, Sergeant Daryl will do well too against, free-for-alls. But I think it'll be more interesting to see how they do, as they progress and as we have more drivers.
Yeah, and Sergeant Daryl is also using the Viking Rick cart, which might be coming in clutch, that combination of those two drivers. So we have just finished the semifinals. I'm gonna pop through some of the events. Make sure to check out the events. Remember, you can download Rumble Racing Star at rumbleracingstar.io. We're gonna come back into the AirAsia tournament. Oh, that's the time check. And our final will start in just a couple minutes.
Wow, those are some of the best of the best. I mean, even God is in here.
Yeah, like we have God making an appearance in
Yeah.
Rumble Racing Star. We are honored.
We have God. We have the God of War.
Some divine intervention might be happening. So our final is quite stacked. Everybody is a member of a club. Remember, you can join Rumble Racing Star clubs once you download at rumbleracingstar.io. Looks like Crypto Inside has 2 members going against each other. Everyone else is repping their own club. No teammates vying for victory. But Crypto Inside could have a 1-2 finish. That would be fun to see. A little bit of what's the movie with Matt Damon and Christian Bale?
Oh, Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, a little Ford versus Ferrari action here. Oh. Camera's bouncing.
And we have Road to Glory is in here. Roman is in here. They're one of the big clubs, also with Ola and YGG.
In for a good match. I'm hoping that we see some of the other night tracks in here. Those are some of my favorite tracks. Particularly the urban ones.
Bastille Bridge is pretty good too.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun. I used to live in Vegas when I was a kid, so little callback.
We've had people make suggestions to, try to bring in the sphere.
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be pretty awesome.
I would love that, especially if we could make it like Grindel's Grumple,
Yeah.
That would be so cute.
Oh, like the face, like the round emoji face.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty.
Or even Grindel himself. Jazz would also look great, our Pudgy Penguin. Remember, guys, we added a couple new characters to our game, so if you go to Rumble Racing Star's X page, you will be able to enter into our next screenshot contest and win some cool in-game prizes. And here we have Tessa as one of the latest characters.
She's one of your favorites.
Oh yeah, I love my girl Tess. Nice, we got one of the night tracks. This is one of the more difficult ones. There's a lot of environmental hazards that will slow you down.
Ooh. And also it's hard to stay on that top, on the, what are they? On those shipping containers.
Oh, yeah.
That's difficult.
That bridge, yeah, there's a shortcut tucked in the corner, but if you fall off, you can blow up in certain spots. And I know when I like to play, I like to wait to hold my rocket gloves when we're up there.
Indeed.
Got a lot of nice sportsmanship in the chat right now. Everyone's saying, wishing each other good luck.
They don't need it.
Unlike when we play Rumble Racing Star in the office, the trash talking.
Who's gonna buy coffee today?
It's a stacked race. I'm pretty excited for it.
We're going to really see who's the best of the best.
Again, it's gonna be, I think it's still best 2 out of 3 races.
So who do you think is the favorite to win?
Favorite to win. Cardinal was racing pretty good in the semifinals. Roman Poetic is a fan favorite for sure. Also can't count out our other guilds, YGG, Crypto Inside, and Ola GG. I know whenever I'm playing Rumble Racing Star and I see an Ola GG member, I'm like shaking in my boots a little bit. All of their racers really know what they're doing on the track. How about you? Any fan favorites for you?
I have a feeling, I think Cardinal. I mean, I've seen Saul a whole bunch of times. Joe, he joined us for the live stream last week. So Joe Spaniel, pretty good driver there. So, it's up for grabs, but, our last season, I believe Cardinal was our premium race season 1 first place winner. So, I'm assuming that the experience and the skill to maintain that position will, drive him for the win. But it is still anybody's race.
And remember, you guys can pick up some race tickets. If you look on Twitter, you'll see some of our partners offering race tickets. Race tickets are your admission fee to premium race, and at the end of every season, like we said, you have a chance to win USDC payout. A couple other spectators joining us in the chat here. And we see the drivers speeding past as they're doing their practice laps. Jacob just rode past. We got 3 Jacobs in this race. 2 Viking Ricks and Sergeant Daryl. I'm very interested to see how Sergeant Daryl, with how we rebalanced the game since CBT, how he keeps up with the rest of the pack, because the meta has always been Viking Rick,
But also the thing that's very useful with Jacob is Jacob's skill is not it's not item recharge, it is drifting recharge, and our game is renowned for its chaining of drifting. So if you drift often, you can keep activating that skill. Not only will you get the benefit of the skill, like offensively, as in like you get to your speed goes up, but it also gives you that brief invincibility as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Every time you activate the skill, you have that invisibility frame. So I think they could use that to their advantage as well. But also the negative is that if you blow up, then it's also kind of, you're more vulnerable because you don't have the extended invisibility as you do with Sergeant Daryl or with Viking Rick.
Yeah. Those are the trade-offs for sure. We also have a Wyatt the 8th joining us for this match. Excited to see how his banana boat skill holds up against these 2 boosting skills, and then Sergeant Daryl's the offensive skill.
I think I played against him too. I think he's just here to create chaos there. The banana boat, trying to hook everybody in.
We got a troll on the track today.
The next Rumble Racing Star. Tune
just like the announcer said, tonight's race will be one for the history book. So let's see who our next AirAsia Rumble Racing Star is. Ooh, look at that boat. I like putting the black on the rubber ducky boat.
Wow.
That is a good choice. Okay, we have God in the lead. Drifting around the corners, whacked by a hammer. Cardinal coming around, dodging past the stage hazards, gonna hit those boost pads up here. Saw in second place with that awesome cart. I'm into it.
Oh, going to, especially with this downhill and uphill, not only do you need speed for the flat areas of the track, but to go uphill, you need that power.
And we just saw an interesting moment here. Oh, missed the shortcut. But Wyatt's skill, the banana boat, was trying to grab Rick, but Rick's skill seems to be like a rock, paper, scissors situation. Rick wins that one. Okay, Saw in second place. Sergeant Daryl, though, speeding ahead. He's got both a frying pan and a fly swatter.
Wow.
Hanging on to that health
the
box.
lead, and especially with the power in that cart, we'll be able to go uphill pretty easily.
Yeah, I usually like the zippy carts, so they don't have a lot of power, so I tend to struggle on this track.
This is, I do think this is one of the hardest skills because of that uphill climb. And
Yeah.
for tournaments, you know, you don't know what track you're gonna have, so it is a bit difficult to prepare for that.
Yeah, and then guys, if you go into the tracks and look at the track info, you can see which type of lawnmower is the recommended lawnmower for that track. So we currently have 3 different brands with 3 different, you know, skill sets type of things. So check that out. Always make sure you check the tracks, but with the tournament, just kind of gotta cross your fingers and hope for a good draw there.
Indeed.
New features, they shorten the wait time between races, which helps us when we're streaming, but also makes the race a little bit more fun. Just enough time to crack your knuckles before your next race.
The stakes are high for today's city race. Tonight will be a night to remember.
And the stakes are actually high. Will, what is our prizes again?
3, 2,
Our prizes are airline tickets.
Yes, round trip airline tickets with our sponsor AirAsia.
wow! They're falling behind.
Oh, some congestion on the track here. Let's see if people can stay up on the bridge. Our Road to Glory representative just activated their skill. That skill is going to give them temporary invincibility and protect them from that bowling bar. Jacob over here drifting around the corner,
Anybody's race.
trying to close the gap with a hammer. Is it going to work? Deflected by a frying pan. Wyatt the Ape. I feel like Wyatt is the dark horse of this race. But he is taking first place, frozen up in an ice cube.
It all comes down to
Riking Rick's skill.
what can happen in this lap. Who will take
Getting slowed down by the snails. Sergeant Daryl back here. Caught up in a couple item attacks, but this might be a little bit of an upset in our second match of the finals. If Wyatt the Ape can bring it home, we're in the final stretch. It's looking like it's his race.
what a race? Who is the winner?
That's gonna be some interesting results when we get down to the points. And that win's gonna boost Wyatt the Ape up to second place. We have Cardinal in first and God in 18th. Or sorry, God. I was reading his point score. We have God in third place.
Not in third place.
And this is Basco Bridge, one of our favorite tracks. The track where I want to put the Grindle and Grumple spear on. And you can see the track, our nice whale floating in the distance. lot of our users are using those lovely AirAsia decals for our RRS and Red competition. Remember to enter on X. Check out our post at DLabs RRS to learn how you can enter. So all the other drivers on the track want to avoid those donuts because that'll freeze them up into a coffee cup and give Cardinal a lead.
Lap 2. This next lap could determine the outcome of the race.
Saw is trying to build up Jacob's skill meter with that drifting, and that's gonna deflect the hammer. Some drivers give you temporary invincibility when you activate their skill. Roman Poetic might be blowing up some drivers on the track. The Viking boat, if it touches anybody, it will definitely blow up their cart. Narrowly missed Jacob there. Oh, a little bit of a bug. Remember, guys, we are in our open beta.
Congratulations to all the drivers on the track.
And I think that's a wrap, but we gotta see the scores to see who is our next Rumble Racing star and the player walking away with the AirAsia airline tickets. And the results are in. Cardinal with Sergeant Daryl is our first place winner. Congratulations to Cardinal walking away with the AirAsia airline tickets. Second place is our Dark Horse, Wyatt the Ape, and we have Viking Rick in third place. So that learned a lot about some characters and card choices in that race.
It's not all about Viking Rick.
It's not all about Viking Rick. So thanks for joining us today. We'll be back with our next sponsorship tournament. Watch DLabs RRS on X for the next announcement. Make sure you join our Discord server, DLabs RRS, and we will see you next time.